Let's talk about loyalty and honor. Everybody's sitting here. I've been checking out a few joints on Clubhouse, you know what I mean? Things like that. And I see a lot of young people got things confused and a little misconstrued it. You know what I mean? Now, so y'all understand, the game ain't nothing nice. I'm telling y'all, don't get in the game, because I was deep in the game and I done spent 26 years in federal prison because it wasn't worth it. I'm telling you, it wasn't worth it. There's choices that you have to make for your actions. Every action is a reaction. Don't make the same mistakes I made. Now, y'all want to speak on what telling is. So I'm going to give y'all the real on what telling is. Under no circumstances do you tell anything. You don't work with the police. The police don't work with you to sell no drugs. So therefore, when you have problems and complications from selling drugs, you don't contact the police to get help. I'm talking about, it gets so deep that if a family member gets killed, I lost my brother in the struggle. You know what I mean? My brother got 2 to the head. You understand what I'm saying? Under no circumstances can I or will I work with the police to help them figure that murder out. And that's my brother, my twin, my heart. Love him with everything I got. But that ain't got nothing to do with the police. Me and my brother wasn't running with the police, so we can't run to the police now to get assistance because we ran into opposition while selling drugs while the police is chasing us. We grew up playing cops and robbers. Cops and robbers. Everybody want to be the robber. But you know, when you get caught, there's rules and there's codes and there's guidelines to this. When you enter into the game with your man or your female, you know that if something happened, you don't tell under no circumstances. You understand what I'm saying? You have to have honor within yourself. You got to want the same thing for yourself that you want for others. You understand what I'm saying? So therefore, as far as, oh, they killed my brother, they killed my mother, they killed my this, they killed my that, none of that mean nothing. If you cross the line into the criminal world, it is what it is. That's why I say don't get involved. You know what I mean? You don't want to do these things, man. Listen, it gets so deep, man. I mean, everybody got a justification for telling. There is no justification for telling because there's no reason to tell. When things was going good, you roll with your peoples. When things go bad, you shut the F up and you roll with your peoples and you keep them out. Now, I'm going to give you one. Now, a lot of people say that I'm a fool, that I abandoned my family, I abandoned my kids and everything else because I chose to honor the code that y'all sit there want to blur out, but yet you want to cross the line into the criminal world. I'm no longer in the criminal world, and I'm telling y'all to stay out the criminal world. So let's get that right. So I'm not telling y'all that this is how you're supposed to live. I'm telling you, if you choose to go in the criminal world, yes, this is how you're supposed to live. Let's get that right. But that's why I'm telling you, don't get involved in the criminal world so you don't have to make the same mistakes that I made. You don't have to make the same choices that I had to make. You understand what I'm saying? Because once you enter into this, man, it's real. There is no going back. You can't sit there and say that everything is going good now, so therefore, you know, I'm happy. But then when the police come in and they grab you, and then now, you know what I mean, you're looking at life in prison, 5 years, 10 years, 6 months, 6 days, whatever it is, you got to wear that. That's why I say don't get involved so you don't have to make these choices, because you wouldn't want the next person to tell on you. You know you wouldn't want the next person to tell on you. So there's no reason for you to tell on them. And yeah, calm as a mother. Calm as a mother. You know what I mean? You tell on somebody, you understand what I'm saying? The karma gods is going to see that. And they're going to come back and they're going to reward you tenfold in negativity. So that's why I tell you, don't get involved in it so you don't have to make these choices. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. Like I said, you wouldn't want nobody telling on you. You know what I mean? I know brothers that's in prison. I can give you a couple of quick short stories. I know brothers that's in prison right now. You understand? I got a brother that went in there, that he went in because him and his best friend, they look alike. They always going out. He wilding his best friend. Everybody know him. Everybody call his name. Everything every day happen. So they always say Johnny and such and such. You understand what I'm saying? So now a murder occurs. So all they knew was Johnny's name. So they said it was Johnny. You know what I mean? But Johnny didn't commit that murder. His man, such and such, committed that murder. So now when he committed the murder and they rolled up on him and they grabbed Johnny and they take Johnny in, Johnny couldn't tell it wasn't me. It was such and such that looked like me. I had nothing to do with that. I was home with my wife. I was home with my kids. None of that. All he could say is he was home with his kids. But he can't reveal that it was such and such. That's telling. You entered into the criminal world with such and such, and y'all broke the law, even if you didn't break the law on this instant. You know what I mean? You still broke the law. You got caught. You know what I mean? You got caught for what such and such did. I know it's crazy. I know it sounds twisted for y'all to understand this in 2020. But I got brothers been in jail 40 years for this. You understand what I'm saying? And such don't owe him anything. Such and such don't owe him anything if it's not within his heart. If he a man, he gonna make sure that Johnny is taken care of while he in there. He gonna help Johnny get a lawyer. He gonna do what he need to do. And that's the way that play out. You know what I mean? But now you got such and such in there. You know what I mean? You got Johnny doing a life sentence while such and such is on the street, my nigga. And I know y'all like, man, I would have told. Nah, it don't go that way. Once you enter into this, you in it. You in it knee deep and stinking, my nigga. So don't get it twisted. I'm just telling you like it is, man. You know what I mean? It's an ugly game with ugly choices and ugly decisions. You know what I mean? But under no circumstances do you tell. Under no circumstances do you tell when you enter the criminal world. That's why I tell you, don't enter the criminal world. So if you want to go tell, you tell. If you got any inkling that if something happened, man, I couldn't do that. If I was Johnny, I would have told on such and such. If you got those thoughts, then you need to not cross over into the criminal world. And that's all I'm going to say on that. It ain't that hard. It ain't that hard. You know what I mean? Don't cross over, then you don't have to make these life-changing choices. And you wouldn't even have been put in the situation to be winding up in the situation that Johnny's in, where such and such is on the street, and now he's doing the time for such and such. And I know y'all looking there, man, I can't do the time for nobody. No, you're doing the time because you honoring your word, my nigga. You and such been breaking the law. And y'all know that if something go down, y'all gonna hold your own. Now something went down, hold your own, my nigga, hold your own. That's why I say don't get involved in it. So I'm not speaking contradictory or none of that. I'm just telling you how the street code works. Under no circumstances do you tell. If you in the car with somebody and they get pulled over by the police, you can't say it was his gun. If such and such want to claim the gun, he claim the gun. If he don't claim the gun, that means y'all go. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what it is. So let's not get that twisted. You understand? But you don't tell, oh, it was his gun. You don't do it. You get caught doing a burglary. They found your fingerprints because, you were sweating and you took off your gloves because your hands was hot and you touched the refrigerator and the people got your fingerprints and now they got you, but your man such and such done got away. Now they pull up on you and they tell you, well, tell me who was with you and we'll give you a time cut. And then here you go telling who was with you to bring him in. I couldn't bring in my comrades because I'm doing a life sentence to go try and get 10 years, 15 years, 5 years, immunity, get released, or none of that in order to free myself by bringing in my comrades. Why should I bring my comrades into the belly of the beast to suffer what I'm suffering because my mistakes got me caught? My mistakes got me caught. So I had to hold that. For 26 years, I laid down with life plus 20. That was my sentence. Life plus 20 with no chance of parole. I had to wake up every day knowing that I'm never going out, never getting out of prison, man. But I slept good knowing that my comrades was out there and they were safe. Because those were my comrades in this hustle. So I'm not going to tell on them to bring them in to make their life miserable, to make my life better by me getting out. It don't work that way. That's why I say don't get involved in the game. It's not that hard. It's not that complicated. Stop the bullshit, y'all. Stop the bullshit. You can't say he told because of this. Oh, he should have freed me. He should have this. He should have that. No. If it's not in his heart to free you, you got to hold up and do what you need to do. And that's what that is. You don't sit there and play these goddamn games. It don't work that way, man. It do not work that way. You don't do that. Under no circumstances do you do that. You know what I mean? You do something, you break the law, you hold your own. That's why I tell you, don't break the goddamn law. If you don't break the law, you ain't got to worry about it. There was consequences to this shit back in the day, man. There's no consequences no more. Back in the day, we got the Medellin and we got the cartel. You know what I mean? We got the Medellin and we got the Rodriguez brothers. You know what I mean? The Medellin had Washington Heights on lock. They had all the dope. You understand what I'm saying? Cali Cartel couldn't go up there. If Cali Cartel went up there and tried to sell drugs up there in Washington Heights, the Medellin, they wouldn't go kill the dude that is selling the drugs. They go back to Colombia and kill his family and leave him here to suffer knowing that he lost his family for stepping on their toes. That's how real this get. That's how real this get. They leave you here to suffer. The same way they put me in prison for the rest of my life for not telling, to leave me there to suffer. But I refuse to die in prison. So I'm out here trying to give you all these jewels in these games right now. But that's how it worked, my friend. That's how it worked, man. Y'all want to know the code? I'm going to give you the code over here, Unique Mecca Audio, man, and follow me at Instagram, man. Same name, Unique Mecca Audio, man. I'm going to give you nothing but the real, man. Like I said, you know, I don't care what no man did. I don't care why he did it. I don't care about none of that. All I care about what I do. I'm not going to judge no man because only Allah could judge us. Only God could judge us. Only Buddha could judge us. Only Jehovah could judge us. I can't judge no man for his actions. So that's it. But I know what I entered into. I entered into the underworld to be a criminal. So I had to live by the criminal code. So any of y'all that think there is no criminal code, don't get involved in criminal activity, because in anything you get into, there's codes. There's even rules and codes in your house. Your mother telling you don't put your foot on the couch. Don't drink out the milk carton. Those are rules. Those are rules. I know sometime or another growing up, you know, the adults in your family, your mother, your father, whoever, when they say who broke that lamp and you told who broke the lamp, they told you ain't supposed to tell on your brother. So you all got these codes. You and your brother's partners, y'all running around playing and jumping up on the couch and the lamp break, and then your mother come home and say who broke the couch and you say Johnny did it. No, you can't do that. Your mother even told you back then you can't do that. Those same codes go on the street. If you break the law with somebody, you're breaking the law so that you can make some money, you know what I mean? So you can elevate yourself where you're trying to go, and you know that there's a flip side to that. If you get caught, you go to goddamn jail. If you get caught, you shut up. You shut up. That's it. It ain't that hard to figure out. That's why I got my shirt, the Shut the F Up movement. Cop this shirt at my at the bottom of my YouTube page. You know what I mean? Spread the word. Don't get involved in the game so you don't have to make the choices to shut up. It's not that hard. I'm here, man. If you want it, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give it to you 100. Now, that's it. I'm just going to tap in with this. If y'all want some more of this, let me know later on. I just felt like speaking on it because I'm listening to this clubhouse and I'm listening. Everybody got all these reasons. All of y'all with reasons for telling, don't break the law. Don't get involved in it because there's no goddamn reason for telling. You're hearing it from me at Unique Mecca Audio, man. I did 26 years in prison for shutting the F up. And I'm not proud of that. That don't make me a better man. That make me a man in my stance, in my world. Because I entered into the criminal world, so I had to live by the criminal code that you don't tell on your brother. So don't sit here and get it mixed up and get it confused, man. Like I said, my brother got 2 to the head, man. And I'm not going to help them people figure out who did it. It don't work that way. I don't need them to punish him for me. Once you enter in that criminal world, it is what it is. You handle your own business. And like I said, I come up in a time when there was wolves on the street. You know what I mean? And when a wolf get at you, you got to handle that. You got to handle that. If you ain't going to handle it, get the hell out of the game and let the wolf get your riches. Because if you can't govern your riches, you don't deserve it. You can't govern it, you don't deserve it. That's how serious it is. That's why I tell you, don't get involved in the game. You go break in a house with somebody and they stash jewelry on you and they you know, now they selling it, they got more money than you. You don't go tell the police that he robbed the house and stashed jewelry on you. You go see that nigga. And you and him knuckle it up or do whatever you're going to do to handle it. And that's how it is. So stop that there's no rules. It's pathetic. Stop with the excuses. Just don't get involved. You want to sit in jail for 26 years like me and call me a goddamn fool and say that I abandoned my kids because I chose my kids over the street code? I was in the street before my kids. Before my kids was here, I was in the street and those codes was there. So when I made those kids and then I violated the law, I still had to honor the code of what I was into. So no, I didn't abandon my kids. I stood strong and I stood by the morals and principles and honor of the street. And that's all I'm going to say for right now, man, because this shit is getting pathetic, all right?
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
Mecca audio, Mecca can of 26. He back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spend a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a raw in Uptown. They be horn Uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now he tryna stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend an ear. He started in Uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community ours. So we can give back to the youth them, cause they the truth them, and bless up to all the root men.